Vaginal birth and cesarean section, which is better or safer? This has been one of like the most frequently asked questions by mothers, or will I say pregnant women, or women who are at the age of conceiving, or those that are planning to have kids, if not now or probably in the future. Now I'm here talking to you. I'm not talking to you as a midwife or as your nurse, but I'm here speaking to you now as a mom who has once had a baby via vaginally and also via cesarean section. Now, this leads us to our topic on vaginal birth versus cesarean section, which is better, safer, or best for moms or anyone. Now, guess let's dive right into it. As I earlier mentioned, I'm here talking to you today. I want it to look like a discussion class. I want us to like everybody to feel free, leave your opinions in the comment section. Yes, I'm here today as a mom. I'm not talking to you like as a medical personnel or as your midwife or as your nurse. Yes. So I had my daughter. She's 7 years old this year. I had that via vaginal birth. Yes. And for my son, is 4 years old. I had him via cesarean section. Now, oftentimes when people hear about CS, which is cesarean section, they'll be like, oh no, God forbid, I'm never having this. See cesarean section like a taboo. Yes. You're watching this video, I'm filming this video right here in Nigeria and African precisely. Yes. And oftentimes they see, most especially, but I'm so glad that the world is actually getting advanced. Yes, because oftentimes in the past they see cesarean section like as a taboo. Yes, because of, will I see, the increase in death rate in the past. I want us to understand that as time goes on, that the world is evolving, medical personnel are increasing. In fact, there is growth in every area aspect in the medical world today. Now, when it comes to vaginal birth and cesarean section, a lot of women will want to deliver their baby via vaginal birth simply because they want to deliver their babies as Hebrew women. I don't know their definition of Hebrew women, but to me, I feel like Hebrew women is like, I don't care whichever way you had your baby, be it vaginally or cesarean section. The most important thing is both you and your baby are safe, sound, and healthy. Both mother and baby are doing just fine. Now, when I had my daughter, that was like 7 years ago, via vaginal, I was a young lady who just got married and became pregnant. Yes, she is the first in my womb has ever conceived. That happens to be my ever first pregnancy. Yes, so I want you to understand that I didn't have a clue. I was not yet a registered midwife. Yes, so it shouldn't even look like, oh, that you already have knowledge. No, I didn't have little or no knowledge about childbearing, motherhood, or anything. So when I became pregnant and I registered for my antenatal, when I visit the hospital, and when maybe I have, will I say, little privileges or little opportunity with my nurse, I go on and asking her question. I'll be like, oh nurse, please, I've never had a baby in my life. How is this baby gonna come out? Where is this baby gonna come out from? Isn't my vagina too small to bear this baby? These were the questions I often asked. I was worried, yes. For someone who had never had a baby before in her life, I was wondering. And not now, as at that time, I was even kind of like a little bit thin. Not, I won't use the word thin, but I don't think I'm as big as I am as at that time, because I usually to be very, very skinny while growing up. So a lot of things I'll be like, oh, will I be able to push out this baby? Will this baby be able to pass through my vagina? And if I ask this nurse this question, she always goes on like advising me, oh, you're gonna do just fine, don't worry, the baby's gonna come out. Goes on. And when I come again for my next antenatal visit, when I meet another nurse, I'll be like, oh no, please, I've never had a baby in my life before. What's going on? How am I gonna have this baby? And mind you, sometimes my husband often go for business trips, so it's not like, all I say 100% with us or with me, he often travels and come back, and I'll be like, don't I need to have intercourse frequently? This that my husband is not around, this one I'm not having intercourse frequently, or sex frequently. It is the vagina who is it's supposed to be around so that to expand, right, for the baby to come out, right? Goes on. My questions goes on and on and on, guys. So she'll be like, no, don't worry, even without sexual intercourse or not, you are gonna do just fine, your baby's gonna come out and everything. Now, I want you to understand that about, let's say, 60 to 50% of new moms, there is something they call an episiotomy. They are always being given, not always, but if need arise, most of them are given a episiotomy or have this episiotomy, which is tear. Yes, as a midwife, there are different forms of giving episiotomy, different ways. So if you are trying to have your baby and they see maybe either the baby's weight is slightly big, or there is something, or there's an obstruction, or there is need be, especially for first time mothers, to give you an episiotomy, your midwife is going to go ahead and do just that. So when I fell into labor for my daughter, I went to the hospital. I was laboring, and trust me, labor pain is crazy. That was a story for another day. Like this labor pain, guys, I was almost going mad. I was like, is this what our mothers usually go through? I just couldn't actually bring myself to that. I was in a lot of pain. I was crying. The nurse was like, okay, you can move up the stairs, do exercise. I was doing all of that. And at some point, I felt that urge to poo. So I told my nurse that I want to poo. She would be like, okay, come and lie down on the bed. She checked and she was like, okay, the baby's ready to come out. Yes. So when I lay on the bed there, she actually know how they check, and she saw that I was fully dilated. So I tried pushing and pushing, baby wasn't forthcoming. I just knew that I felt like some very quick sharp pain because I was already in pain. So additional pain won't really as in get noticed. I don't really know I'm going to put that. I don't know if you understand. So when she gave me that tear, the baby came out pure, and she was like, okay, this is your baby, you know, the normal skin to skin and everything, the normal informing relatives outside that she has given birth, and goes on to clean me up and do every other thing. And now she's back to suture the episiotomy. Guys, this is another pain entirely for me. This is my own birth story. There are some persons that are first time mothers that when they have their babies, they don't even need this episiotomy, which is this cut. But in my own case, I was given that cut. So when the nurse came, she was like, okay, I'm about to suture you. I was like, okay, go ahead. I don't even know. I can't remember if I was given a local anesthesia, but even if I was given, the pain was still unbearable for me, guys. So she went on and on to, so I was in a lot of pain. She would be like, I'm going to leave you. Are you going to leave your body this way? I have to bear the pain. And when she was done, guys, I want to believe that suturing episiotomy is almost as equally as the pain being felt when you're in labor, trust me. So when she was done and everything got cleaned up, I had to freshen up. Pain was difficult because I felt pain. Pooing was I can't even sit down like this with my bum bum on the chair and my vagina together. I will feel pain. You know, when you're trying to sit gently and everything. This went on for like some few days, and with time I started to feel better. Now down to my son's delivery. Now I had my son during like the COVID era. That was during the lockdown period. Yes, I was pregnant, and each pregnancy comes with its own will I say let me not use the word properties, but each pregnancy is different, just same the way each individual is different. So my son's pregnancy was also different. My son's pregnancy, I glowed very well. I looked damn hot, beautiful, yes. Unlike my daughter's own, I had this very big nose, acne all over my back, my body, everywhere. But that of my son, it was different. And when it was time, and mind you, when I was like around 6 months, I discovered that I had this very big varicose vein. For some moms who are watching this, you might have known that you had varicose vein while you are pregnant. For some, you might not necessarily be pregnant to have like a varicose vein, but for my own case, when I was pregnant, I had this very big bulging varicose vein that was from my legs down running through into my vagina. So as at that time, when I was going for my antenatal, at some point my doctor needed to even place me on some compression cells, and I needed to be careful not to have this varicose vein rupturing or anything. Now, I had passed my due date and labor wasn't forthcoming. As at that point, I couldn't even see it. You know, you are being uncomfortable. Lightning has occurred, meaning the baby has dropped down. And my tummy was really big. I was not comfortable or anything. And if one should think, you would think that my baby in my tummy would be as big as this teddy, because my tummy was really, really big. And if, as at that time, if you should see me, I could pass for a lady that is pregnant with twins. So when my due date has passed and everything, when I went for my antenatal visit, and coupled with the fact that there's restriction of movement as at that time, but because I was pregnant, that was why I was able to move. So I had a discussion with my doctor and my husband, and he was like, okay, we opted for an elective CS. Now this brings me to let you know that there is something they call an emergency CS and an elective CS. Now an elective CS is, you are the one making that decision. This is something you choose. You choose your date, the time you want. You have the opportunity to inform your family members, oh, I'm going to have this baby today. The baby's coming today, and so forth. Like, there is no underlying condition, or there is no reason to why you choose to have a CS. That's for an elective CS. But mind you that there are some situations whereby your doctor will opt you for an elective CS on or prior before labor, if need be. Yes. Then for that, for emergency CS is when baby needs to be brought out immediately, maybe due to maybe an abruptio placenta, a placenta previa, and a lot of other medical conditions that could be the reason. So when I opted for an elective CS with my husband, we got to the hospital on this scheduled date, and I've already, like, he has helped me shaved prior before that in the house. So when we got there, the nurse, she also said, okay, lie down. You know, the whole prep for cesarean section. She goes on to like shave me, do everything and all. So when I was wheeled into the theater, I was in the bed. That it was where it was all down on me that I was about to be knifed. Like, I was about to be cut open, and this baby boy is about to be brought out. As at that point, I started becoming emotionally. It was more like I was scared, but I just didn't know. I still had that fear in me. And the doctor saw how I was acting, and I was like, oh, you were just going to do just fine. And she goes on, do you want to Jesus? Do you want to tell us something? I'd be like, okay, I want to say my prayers. And they'll okay, go on and pray for us and everything. I was just singing. That was the last thing I could remember, because I think I was placed on a general anesthesia, because the whole process of bringing out the baby, I was not aware, I was not awake, because as at then I believe that general anesthesia was a lot more common then. So when I woke up, not like I really woke up, but you know, when I opened my eyes, the area wasn't cleared, but I know my husband was standing there alongside with a nurse, and I was like, I just went back to sleep. And when I woke up, I could feel my tummy that my baby was no longer there. As I started requesting for my baby, they'll be like, just rest, you need all the rest you can get. We're gonna get your baby. Guys, I became worried. Bring my baby for me. I need to see my baby, please, because I don't want to hear the situation where they'll say, okay, the baby is dead. You get this kind of a thing. A lot of things, a lot of thought was running through my head as at that time. So what happened was this. After some time, they saw me being persistent on seeing my baby. Even after my husband tried assuring me that the baby is doing just fine, I insisted on seeing my baby. Let me see my baby. So they brought out my baby for me. Oh, and he was the cutest little mister I've ever seen in my entire life. He was damn cute. I was like, really? Did I bet this handsome boy? So after that, in my mind, I thought I was strong enough. I wanted to stand up. I couldn't. I couldn't stand up. I felt this very excruciating pain. I just fell back to the bed. Really? I didn't know it's gonna be this painful. As at that time, I couldn't move, I couldn't do anything because of the pain. I kept crying that, oh, I'm in a lot of pain. The pain, relief, injections, and everything. Still yet nothing. And I was becoming hungry, and I was told I needed to fart. I needed to like use the restroom before I will be allowed to eat. And when I eventually farted, they were like, okay, you have to start with 2 spoons of water. This is my bed story, guys. So yours might be different. I'm just trying to tell you that where I had my baby, this was what went on. So it was like the meal was introduced to me gradually, not just once. But now, if you have your baby within 6, 8 to 12 hours, in fact, within 12, after 12 hours or 8 hours, you are even allowed to start having your liquids. Gradually, you graduate to solids. So while that was going on, the nurse were like, okay, you need to stand up. It's been 2 days you have been on this bed. We just come here, clean you up, doing every other thing. You need to start moving so that you can start taking care of your baby, like nursing your baby. Because there was really restriction of movement whereby your parents and everybody are not even allowed inside. You understand? And it was just my husband they were allowing inside because of the old COVID protocols. So as at that time, I made sure that I tried standing up with the help of the nurses. The first time I tried walking to the restroom, I almost fainted because I have not eaten a proper meal, you get right. So I managed, I went to the toilet and I passed that little stool, and I told them I would join me, and they're like, oh, you can go on with pap. From pap, I graduated to other meals, and we were discharged home. Now, when I got home, the pain was still there. I was managing. Now, this is what I noticed about uh, my first vaginal birth with my daughter and my second child, which is via cesarean section. Now, for vaginal birth, the healing process is a lot more quicker. Yes, like you heal within a couple of days, or probably within a week, you start feeling much better. But that for cesarean section, the healing takes more time. It takes more time. Yes, because as at that time it took me like up to like 3 weeks or 4 weeks to start feeling like myself, or to start being able to do some things independently on my own. Now, when it comes to also to vaginal birth, your risks of having like say infection is reduced. But for cesarean section, your risk of your incision site being infected is high, because in my own case, mine became infected simply because probably I wasn't taking proper care of the wound, because I'm supposed to clean with my cotton wool and spirit. I just did that for the first few days we arrived at home, and I stopped. So I noticed that the pain at some point became more intensified, and like I was seeing like some little puffs coming out. I had to report, and I was placed back on antibiotics, and I felt better. So your risk for infection is reduced on vaginal birth. Your risk for infection is high on cesarean section. Now, for vaginal birth, like I said, that the healing process is quick, is there is speedy recovery. For CS, it takes longer period of time for you to recover. Now, down to vaginal birth, you see for vaginal birth, when your baby is coming out from the birth canal, the contraction muscles, the help as the muscles contract in the vaginal walls, in the birth canal, they help to squeeze out liquid, this fluid in your baby. But for that of cesarean section, your baby is just being brought out, and sometimes you will need to suction babies very really well, because you could hear that breathing or that street or that breathing in them to show that there is still like fluid or anything. So you need to suction them properly well. For vaginal birth, yes, you need to still suction your baby's butt about close to like 70% of the fluid, due to the control the contraction muscles, it squeezes it out. Yes, that's for vagina and that's for cesarean section. Now, back to the main question. Now, from my experience, um vaginal birth and a cesarean section, if you should ask me personally to choose between having a baby, if I were to become pregnant today, if you ask me, okay, having your baby via vaginally or cesarean section, which would you prefer? First of all, before I tell you my answer, I need to know your opinions down in the comment section. I need to know whichever way you're gonna be choosing. For me, I'll be choosing a cesarean section. Yes. Even if I have opportunity to birth my baby vaginally, I'm not doing that. I was traumatized in my first vaginal birth, guys. Like, I had my vagina cut, I had it sutured. The pain, although the pain is not compared to cesarean section, but I'm not about to traumatize my baby anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. Yes, that's just the truth. That's for me. This is like my own personal opinion. Then I would choose cesarean section. I would choose CS over vaginal birth, because I just need to walk in, book an appointment if it's okay with my doctor, bring out the baby. After some probably a month or so, we start doing well, we'll do better and everything. But for vaginal birth, I'll have to go through labor. I'll have to go through the pain of birthing that baby, and there's even possibility that I might have an episiotomy if the baby is big or if there's an obstruction or anything. Yes, but there is a but. I'm going to advise you medically. Yes, having your baby vaginally is the best. Yes. No arguments. No, 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 no. Save that. Trust me. Having your baby vaginally is the best. I know a lot of persons will be surprised, yes. In as much as we advocate for and cesarean section and vaginal birth, in as far we are trying to like we like to eradicate or relieve women of that scale of oh, when you are having your baby very serious, there's a possibility that oh, you are going to die, as the case may be in the, but having your baby vaginally is the best, yes, because when the baby comes out, you are okay, that's good, that's everything. But when you are being cut open to bring out your baby, at that point, they can easily tamper with your other organs. And although that is on rare cases, but I want you to understand that medically vaginal birth is better than cesarean section. It's safer and all the options, because as they cut you open and everything, when they bring out the baby, they are trying to suture you up, anything can go wrong. Your risk of bleeding in CS is higher compared to vaginal birth. Yes, so I would choose personally, I would choose a cesarean section over a vaginal birth, but medically and everything safe, I would advise women, if you are okay, there is no underlying condition, there is no reason for you to have like a cesarean section, please have your baby vaginally. Aside helping the fluid out, there are still some other additional benefit that your baby will benefit just passing through the birth canal. Yes, because so cesarean section, you need to, just as I said, suction the baby, bring out the baby. There's possibility that there are cases that even the wrong organs, or mistakenly they can suture an organ together. In fact, anything could go wrong. I don't know if you understand, but I want you to know that if you are birthing your baby via cesarean section, I think you can't have a baby, you can't go under the knife more than, like, will I say, 4 times or 5 times with a very high risk. But for vaginal birth, if you have your baby safe, sound, there is no underlying condition, or will I say that you are okay and everything, you can have as much babies as you want. For cesarean section, you are just limited to having nothing less than maybe 4, 5 kids. But for vaginal birth, you can have as many kids as you want. So I want you to know that if you have previously done a cesarean section, maybe can be elective, can be emergency, you can also have your baby vaginally for your next pregnancy, because there's usually something we call trial of labor, whereby a woman who had like previously have like a cesarean section when you were in labor, you can want to try go into labor and birth your baby vaginally. Yes, it works 100%. Both you and your baby are gonna be okay. Yes. So I just want to try my possible best to want you guys to remove that mentality in your head of like, oh, cesarean section is bad. It is not bad. I personally, like I said, I would choose a cesarean section over a vaginal birth. As I don't even want to go through the whole labor pain and now come and still traumatize my baby down there. No, I don't want that. So for some persons, their birth experience can be really, really traumatizing to them. For my own case, I had like something like that, but I would prefer having my baby via an elective CS, just bring out the baby, and I could manage to bear that CS pain for those period of weeks or days that's gonna last, and after that I'm okay. Yes. For your vaginal birth, you have no scar, except you have like an episiotomy. But for a cesarean section, you are left with a scar. For those persons that their body easily form keloids, there's a possibility that down that scar very well, you can have keloids in that area. But for those of us that are, and if your surgeon is good, like a very good surgeon, you won't even know that you had your baby via there. Although that these scars are not cannot be clean, but one can easily little or not even notice that there is a scar there. Yes. And another thing is this is that when you have your baby via vaginally, nothing, almost like nothing is wrong, you understand. But for having your baby via and cesarean section, that area tends to be numb for almost like months. Yes, months get into years. Like it's not like it's gonna be numb, numb, numb. Like if you pinch, it's not like you are pinching your normal skin and you feel the pain sharply. But for that area, when you try to pinch, you have to pinch harder for you to like feel it. Yes, that could be due to like will I say the anesthesia or whatever on that area. Yes, I know a lot of you don't know this. And another thing is, if you had previously have like an episiotomy in the past, come closer. Don't lie to me, mamas. I know that when you are having intercourse with your partner, maybe after a year, or I'm just using, after like the normal 6 weeks, you can go back to your normal intercourse. But if you had previously had like that an episiotomy, if you are having, if you and your partner go rough down the drain, those kind of things, and if you discover that when you are trying to wash off, you can feel slight pain in that episiotomy area. Yes, because one day when I was in medical school, my lecturer, when she was teaching us about this topic particularly, she said so, and I could relate, because at that time I was wondering, I was saying, is it that the rope that was used once to get loosed or anything? Anyways, don't mind me. This is just my opinion. My opinion is different from yours. That's why I told you that I'm here today talking to you guys as a mom and not like as a midwife or as a nurse. I'm here speaking to you as a mom who has had both her babies vaginally and both cesarean section. So mothers, in the comment section, I want to know your opinion. Which will you opt for, a cesarean section or a vaginal birth? I want it to be like a discussion class. Leave your questions, I will be answering them, your opinions, everything. Let's get this discussion, because a lot of persons really get it, and I know that there are some women who are in the age of conceiving or who are planning to have kids. They are contemplating. Don't go to Google and be asking Google. Just let everything happen naturally. If you are okay and everything, you bet your baby vaginally. If you want a cesarean section, you opt for it. Whichever way, the most important thing is that both the mother and the baby are doing just fine. They are doing great. That is the part that is most essential for us, for we midwife, for we nurses, and for we doctors. So whichever way you are having your baby, vaginally or cesarean section, doesn't matter. The most important thing is that both you and your baby are doing just fine. Now, this brings us to the end of our today's topic, today's discussion. Don't forget to turn on your notification button for more interesting topics like this. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.